All right, guys, I do have a Tuesday morning editorial for you. Before I get to it, I'm not doing a story on the Lamarck police shooting of Feast, a guy named Feast. I went through that when I read it, and it's just too iffy. I know Ben Crump, the civil rights attorney, has taken the case that a black man was shot in the back by police, but they said he drops an object, and when they look closely frame by frame, it's a gun that he drops. They found a second gun in his waistband already. So he had two guns running from the police, pulls one of them out, and gets shot. You know, it's just too iffy. I mean, and Lamarck, I guess, is outside of Houston, Texas. Yeah, I can't really. There's nothing I can find on this that the police may have done wrong. So I did put a link to it in the description box below with this editorial I'm about to do. So there's two stories in the description box below. The second one is the Lamarck shooting of Feast in Texas. And you guys can read that one and make up or come to your own conclusions if you think the police messed up or not. But it's just too iffy. There's two guns. He pulls one of them. He gets shot. I don't know. But this one here out of Chicago. Now, I'm sorry to do another story on Anjanette Young and the Chicago police raid from 2 years ago, but they're doing something else now. Now they're cleaning house. My question is why they waited 2 years to do this. Why wasn't this done last year or earlier this year, like in February or March? Or why did they wait almost 2 years to do this? This should have been done in 2019, like August or September or whenever they were doing the investigation. Why did they wait so long? Because everybody knows about it. Now it's all over the social media. It's all over the internet. And they're like, oh, the mayor is like, we got to do something. Because everybody in Chicago is crying, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. No, they're not crying. But everybody, I can't help it. Everybody in Chicago is looking at the mayor going, what are you going to do? No, my question is, what have you done before? Not what are you going to do now that everybody knows, you see. Doing it when the whole world knows, that's no good. You got to do it when it happens. Not when everybody finds out and you go, oh, hey, I'm going to do something. Now that everybody's looking at you. Thank you to ABC 7 Chicago for this story. 11 police officers and one police sergeant who raided the home of Anjanette Young last year have been placed on desk duty while the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigates, Mayor Lori Lightfoot said Monday. That was yesterday. Mayor Lightfoot said, quote, until the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigation is complete, these officers need to be off the street. But that investigation needs to be handled and come to conclusion in an expeditious way. She said these officers need to be off the street. They've been on the street for 2 years. Now all of a sudden they need to be off the street? What's going on in Chicago? A day after the mayor sought and received the resignation of Corporation Counsel Mark Flessner, the fallout continues to mount following last week's broadcast of a nearly 2-year-old police body cam video. So the mayor sought the resignation of Mark Flessner. Not just he resigned and decided to be done with it. She sought his resignation. Why? Because he was disagreeing with her? Last week, it came to light that the city's law department tried to block the video of the raid on an innocent woman's home from being released. The footage shows Young handcuffed and with no clothes on. Mayor Lightfoot announced that her senior ethics advisor, Celia Mesa, has been appointed to lead the Chicago Law Department on an interim basis because, of course, Mark Flessner is gone. Lightfoot went on to thank Flessner for his service, but also said, quote, I am committed to a full review of everything that occurred surrounding this incident. We'll take corrective action where appropriate, and we'll hold people accountable. Almost 2 years later. Lightfoot went on, "There is no excuse that this matter has languished for a year without any significant movement on the part of the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. We all need to understand the particulars of why Miss Young's house was targeted, what happened while the officers were there, and importantly, what happened afterwards." Now, she said has languished for a year, almost 2 years, Mayor. And people may say, well, Mayor Lightfoot may have not have known. She didn't know about it. Then she's a bad mayor. If she doesn't know what her police department is doing, she's a bad mayor. Because she should have a hand in everything that goes on in that city. Well, the city manager runs the police. Well, the mayor runs the city manager. If I'm not, is that right? Or am I, maybe, I don't know. I'm not good on politics, but she's the mayor. The city is in her hands. ABC 7 political analyst Laura Washington said, quote, "She's probably going to fire more people, the people who she will say did not inform her. But it raises questions about why in an administration like this would they not be more on top of this?" Kind of messed up there, but I think they did a typo. But the question is, though, yes, she's going to fire people that didn't inform her. But the question is, why would in an administration like this would they not be more on top of this? Why didn't she know more? Well, they didn't inform me. Well, then you're a bad mayor, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Because what else is going on in her city that she don't know about? What, is she stuck in a closet somewhere? I'm the mayor. Hey, anybody watching The View? So going on, Fraternal Order of Police President John Catanzara said, quote, "Our officers are always first in line to be thrown under the bus. You mean to tell me nobody in the mayor's inner circle knew about that video prior to Tuesday? Like she's claiming she didn't know either." I agree with John Catanzara that, yeah, right, she didn't know. Her inner circle didn't know about the video. Come on now. Her top law people tried to block the video from being shown. But he says our officers are always first in line to be thrown under the bus. Yes, John, because your officers screwed up. They raided the wrong home of a black woman and kept her naked in front of all these male police officers while she screamed, "You're in the wrong house." And then they went, "Oh, I think we're in the wrong house." They didn't get thrown under the bus, John. They jumped under that thing. They dove under the bus. Nobody threw them under the bus. They dove under it, right under the wheels. The city is conducting a review of why Young's FOIA request was denied because they were trying to hide it. Mayor Lightfoot said victims like Miss Young should have full access to materials involving them. Period. I agree. 2 of the city's most influential aldermen stood beside the mayor Monday to announce hearings into the matter. What happened 2 years ago? Where were the hearings then? Where were the hearings when she did a FOIA request? And then it goes on and on. Everybody's talking about how they're going to do something. I will put a link to this story in the description box below, but it goes down and down, and everybody's talking about how they're going to do something and how there's accountability and we're going to hold appropriate parties accountable and we need to do this thing now. And almost 2 years later. In a statement, it says, as head of the city's law department, it was Flessner who signed off on the legal filing that sought to stop the public from seeing the video. That's why he resigned. In a statement, Flessner denied being a part of a cover-up by saying, "Today I offered my letter of resignation to Mayor Lori Lightfoot. It has been an honor to serve as corporation counsel for the city of Chicago for the last 2 years and to be a part of my friend Lori's team. I am tremendously proud of my work for the Lightfoot administration and all that we have accomplished. There has recently been a great deal of attention drawn to the 2019 raid of Anjanette Young's home. Monday was the first involvement that I had with the case surrounding Anjanette Young pertaining to the video footage that was obtained by police. It is clear that the raid of Anjanette Young's home was a tragedy that we must learn from." Standing up for racial injustice and fighting for equality within our justice system are crucial matters that we must continue to work toward addressing as a community. Well, Flessner, no offense here, buddy, but you guys aren't standing up for racial injustice or fighting for equality within the justice system. You're not doing that. What you're doing is going, oh my God, the whole world knows now. Let's do something. If you were really fighting racial injustice, you would have taken care of it back in 2019 or at the most after an investigation early 2020. Not December 2020, almost 2 months short of 2 years. 22 months later. I've talked enough on this. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and read the articles in the description box below. This just burns me. I mean, it keeps getting better. Now they're getting rid of 11 officers, or not getting rid of. Now they're taking 11 officers off the street, putting them behind a desk, and everybody is scrambling saying, we're doing something. We're holding everybody accountable. Yeah, almost 22 months later. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers, to include stupid, messed up city halls from coast to coast.